snow and all the elements and all kinds of twists and turns in the ball game. Certainly want to wish Air Force well. We're certainly excited to win another football game. We're on a roll. We had to do it a little bit unconventional, and I really want to credit the seniors in this group. It was their last time to play at War Memorial, and for them to come up with a win certainly is great. And also the resolve and the belief in our football team. I think a lot of times some guys with where we're at might have sacked the bats in a baseball term, but guys kept on playing. So at this time, any questions? Yes.
Coach, talk about Tyler stepping in a difficult situation. I mean, you lose Nico and Sean on your first series, still score, but how big was it for him?
That was huge. Tyler came out and played like a champion today. We've always appreciated him. He's never pouted or anything, and he's always been the ultimate team player. I always told him, we always said, hey, your time's going to come. You got to be ready to go when it comes, and he certainly was today.
Coach, what was the difference defensively? Because for a while they were doing whatever they really wanted to, but you were able to get a couple stops late. What was the biggest difference for your defense?
I think at the tail end we knew our back was against the wall. Scotty dialed up a couple fronts that were pretty high risk because we had to come up with a stop, and it worked at that time.
Craig, the fourth down play Tyler threw, I think he scrambled around and then took a shot right before he let go of it. Just what did you see on that play?
Well, you know what? That's vintage Tyler. He went out there and competed. The chips were down, and he made a play. We had our backs against the wall here, and he certainly answered the bell there.
I know you're not a doctor, but what can you tell us with Sean and Nico's injury situation?
Don't know a lot right now. Obviously, they weren't able to return from play. We'll find out a little bit more later on this week.
Is there anyone else? Was Bigelow hurt too?
Yeah, he went down too. We had so many injuries. I don't even know what. Maybe his was a rib or something.
Xavier had a big fourth down catch against Wofford. Has that? What Davis was talking about, the big fourth down catch there. I mean, does he have a knack for coming up in clutch moments?
We're glad he's doing it, though. I can tell you that. So.
What does this also say? You mentioned just kind of the result, but things were looking pretty bad. You guys get to live another day. I mean, what does this kind of say about this team and some of this group? Was out some of your, like you said,
yeah. We've had really good team chemistry during the course of the year, and when you go through adversity, sometimes that can cause some splits and some fractions within the football team, sometimes offense, defense, upperclassmen, underclassmen. That's not been the case. And all along, our captain's done a great job. And, a lot of those guys in that locker room never doubted, and it was great to come up with a win.
What was the mood on the sideline? I mean, those first three quarters, you guys just weren't doing a whole lot.
Well, there was frustration and some angst. Just keep on hanging in there and keep believing that sooner or later things are going to flip.
What were they able to do? I mean, that's what they do is run the ball, but they were so effective. Was it? Well,
a couple things. AI can impress that. I thought their offensive line really did a good job, particularly against our defensive tackles, and so we had a hard time establishing the line of scrimmage. I don't know if field conditions came into play. But it was just a constant knocking us off the football. And then the other thing, I thought they did a great job of neutralizing Andrew Wingard. They had a good scheme against him, and they studied us. And, we came in with a plan that we've been doing the last couple of years, and I thought they had some really good answers. And, we came up with a couple stops when we needed to.
Those field conditions, Craig, I mean, look, the offense knows where they're going with a lot of this stuff. And, defense has to react. Again, I know you're not an excuse guy, but was that maybe part of it?
I think the biggest thing was typically we've gotten really good push from our defensive front. We didn't get that today. And whether that's field conditions, I don't want to detract anything. I thought Air Force had a good plan, and they were knocking us around. We're going to learn from this tape. It's always easier to learn from a win than it is a loss, and get ourselves ready to go play New Mexico.